Welcome back to No Man's Sky, everyone. Jason here, and there is a new patch out now for all platforms. It is hitting everything, well, except for the Nintendo Switch, but we'll talk about that. It is update or patch 6.04. Now, this is a brand new patch. However, the actual update page says September 3rd for some reason, which was like 6 days ago. I have a feeling that people are getting confused over at No Man's Sky because they put out the testing branch, which is like the beta version of the game, and then they push it out to public when it's tested and they make sure it's okay. So maybe someone over there is getting confused. Anyway, this is Voyagers 6.04. It is out for PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. It is not out on a Switch because, as far as I know, the Nintendo Switch doesn't even have the Voyagers update at all. So this is like week number 2 without the update for the Switch. I don't know what's going on over there. Maybe there's some major issue with it, and they've been going back and forth with Hello Games because it's been a while. Like, the Switch doesn't have it at all. That's crazy. But let's get into the details. As always, I will link the detail page down below in the description if you want to see all the notes. I'm just going to do the highlighted, like the big things that I remember and I see people complaining about. So let's get into it. It is the first one. Fixed a bug which caused interaction labels to show the generated ship name for renamed Corvette. So this was a weird one. So anytime you look at your Corvette, it should say the name that you put. Like if you rename it like Jason's cool ship, it should always say that. However, it wasn't doing that. It would show up the generic name that it was given when you created it, which is kind of weird, especially if you rename something, you won't recognize it. So they fixed that, and so now it should show the name that you give it, not the generic name that it's given when you build it. And then we have fixed an issue that caused the paneled windows to show as a wall from the interior of the Corvette. I ran into this issue. You put up a window and you're like, it's a window. But then when you walk up to it, it looks like a wall. You're like, what the? Okay. And you don't think that the window's there. There's a window there. It just doesn't come up as a window visually. So now they've fixed that, thank God. So now you know, oh, yeah, absolutely, that is a window, and I can see it. And then we have fixed an issue that could cause the Corvette to hit invisible collision when flying in space. This is like the 3rd time they fixed this thing. So I have a sneaking suspicion that there are like weird objects. Like you put a whole bunch of stuff inside of your Corvette, and they all have hitboxes. So they are slowly going through and fixing everything they can possibly find to make sure there's no hitboxes, because that seems to be the issue. When you're flying through space and you take a turn left or right, your ship will hit the hitbox. It will run into the object that you put down in the back of your ship. That's why you go flipping and flying. And there's probably hundreds and hundreds of weird combinations, and they have to go through and fix, okay, we fixed that object, we fixed this, oh, we forgot about that one, dang it, we gotta fix that one. So yeah, this is like the 3rd time they fixed it, so I have a feeling we're probably gonna see this patch, this note come through on a few more, just because they're finding more and more objects that are colliding with your Corvette on the interior. So there's that. I mean, they're fixing more of it. I'm sure it'll probably still happen, but at least they're fixing a lot of the issues. And then we have fixed an issue that could cause the contents of the refiner on a Corvette to disappear. This was like no question, it always happened. If you put your if you made your refiner work, like you put something in there, like you were trying to make condensed carbon, and you warped or did anything on your ship, if there's any kind of a loading screen, it would just disappear. And so that was like a guarantee. I was showing it on stream. It was kind of annoying because if you forgot about something and you warped somewhere, it's gone. You just lost all of that stuff. So now that has been fixed, hopefully, fingers crossed. That's fixed permanently. So we got that. And then we have a whole bunch of various like physics and animation optimizations, asset optimization, optimize the lighting for the PS4, fixed a crash that could occur after having died. A lot of optimizations for the game as well, you guys. So this is not a huge patch, but the patch notes are fixing some really annoying things, especially if you're trying to do the Corvette expedition. And remember, you got 5 weeks to do the Corvette expedition. You got until about the middle of October. So get in there, get that expedition done. It's not that hard. We've been running speed runs on it. You can get it done in an hour if you really want to rush it. But if you want to take your time, it's probably going to take you a few hours. So get in there, get it done. Some of the rewards are freaking awesome. The Mecha Mouse is so cool. I love having that pet. So hopefully you guys liked the video. If you did, hit that like button, and I will see you guys next time.